people, welcome back to another episode of this season's pod. It is your boy Clouds P.
And Tancho.
And Liam.
As you can see, we're back in familiar surroundings, back at the lovely Sequoia, which before I go on to say anything else, I think we should big up Sequoia straight away.
Thank you.
Sequoia, thank you once again for allowing us to use your amazing space. Obviously, we've just come back from lockdown. Podcast previous was on Zoom. I don't know if I've said it before on camera, I'm pretty sure I have. I'm not a big fan of Zoom podcasts, but we did promise a podcast within that period. We delivered. Whether or not it was enjoyable, that's completely up to you guys. But we are back better than ever. 2 videos this week. We're going to have... Season FC was also back on Monday, so stay tuned to see how the boys fared. And obviously you got the Seasons pod this Friday. I'm trying to give the people them all the information that they might have missed throughout that month's period. Is there anything missing?
If there is anything missed, follow the Seasons Football Instagram.
Yeah,
we'll keep you posted.
Twitter, where we'll keep you posted. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. All videos do resume back this week. We are going to go hopefully crazy on the content again, especially now that we are out of lockdown. Hopefully we stay out of lockdown this time around. We hope. So until then, you'll be seeing obviously the podcast at Lovely Sequoia. You'll be seeing the 5-a-side videos, and you'll also be seeing other content that we'll be releasing. But apart from that, my people them,
yes.
How are you lot today? How are you lot feeling? Back together.
We're feeling good.
Not bad, can't complain.
Can't complain.
Yeah, not
I
bad.
tell you what though, it's so crazy to think that, a month, well not even a month ago, when did we come out of lockdown? A week, 2 weeks ago?
About a week ago.
Like, although it wasn't like a full-blown lockdown, whereas we was locked at home or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's good to be able to be out freely in that sense, for lack of a better term, and not get in trouble for it, innit?
Yeah.
So it's good to be together, good to be with the men. And we have been to Sequoia since. We actually watched the North London derby, me and you together here. Did we watch any other football?
No, not that I know of. I haven't.
Okay, cool. But yeah, we did watch that here, me and you together. We're actually, so not this booth, but the one over. So just, I know you don't really want to reminisce on that time, but apart from that, if you lot are all good, I say we just go bang into the football first.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
So it's only right, especially seeing as we're back in Sequoia, let's go straight and let's talk about the Premier League games that have just gone. So obviously match day 11.
Game.
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair though, look what does Google say? Match day 11 of 38. So just in case you don't want proof. First game, Burnley 1, Everton 1. That reminds me, before you bang on, Adele was supposed to be here because we were supposed to talk about Manchester United quite profoundly, quite deeply, but he had other stuff. He had to sort out something, so he couldn't make it. But he did mention about Everton's downfall, that eventually they would start to slip up, and we are seeing that now. We are seeing that Everton.
I believe in Don Colo too much. I thought he had it. But
you said he was sold by the silver locks.
yeah. He knows what he's talking about. He's a good man.
I tell you what though, good result for Burnley, a team that struggled this season.
Nick Pope played a blinder.
Yeah. Big shouts. I think Southgate was at the game if I'm not mistaken, so I wouldn't be surprised if he slowly takes the shirt off, obviously the opposition keeper, which was Pickford.
Calvert-Lewin is the real deal though.
Yeah, 100%.
He's really the real deal.
For any FPL players, I think Calvert-Lewin, if not already there, should find a place in your team. But other than that, it wasn't a great game. Burnley games never tend to be amazing anyway, so 1-1, good result for Burnley, less so for Everton. Obviously they're now slowly falling down in the table, much like Adele had said. Anyways, secondly, we had Man City 2, Fulham 0. Funnily enough, you messaged when this game was on that Man City was going to touch Fulham. Yeah. Started off as if that was the case.
Look, De Bruyne was on one probably 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
they didn't score.
They just stopped. It was 2-0. They were comfy throughout the whole game. There was no denying. Fulham didn't oppose any threat, if we're being completely honest. Sterling bagged, De Bruyne bagged. Once again, FPL players, they're 2 good players to have in your team, especially when...
I wouldn't know about this week though. It's Manchester
Derby,
so.
yeah. But if we're going on Man United's recent...
I'm picking Fernandes. I want Iguodala.
So, but yeah, Man City, although not playing amazingly, they are picking up results again. Yeah. So they're obviously going to be in contention for the Prem regardless. I think people are now going to recognise City more so now. Especially now that they've picked up a few wins. Playing a bit better. They are playing, especially when they started.
Full fitness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Obviously Aguero is coming back as well. I think he featured tonight in the Champions League, so which was good to see. But Fulham really struggling in the Prem. Life in the Prem ever since coming back up. Not been great. Probably one of the favourites to go down. and then that obviously puts Scotty Parker's job on the line.
Yeah.
Not much to say about it. If your team's not performing, the manager's going to be the first one to get hit. So, third game we had West Ham 1, Man United 3. Manchester United once again were 1-0 down.
Yeah, second half exciting.
Yeah, and then second half just went absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But then I think, what was it? These bringing in Pogba, the Pogba substitution, he scored an absolute
It was
cracker.
Fernandez, he changed the game. Apparently, what was the statistic? You said they created 5 chances in the first half.
No. I think Man United created 2 or 3 chances in the first half. Bruno Fernandes, when he came on the second half, created 5.
Wow.
Obviously, one of them leading to a goal.
Yeah.
He also passed the ball to whoever then crossed it into. No, to Rashford, Greenwood or Rashford. Yeah, Greenwood, and then So, do you know what's crazy? You know how everyone was talking about. I think we should dedicate a segment to the podcast, not this one, but ones to come. Bruno Fernandes, because he is actually proven to be an absolute steal.
He's an enigma because those who watch him, like everyone knows his class, but online you think all he brings to the table is penalties. It's crazy. He's actually a really good player.
Yeah, unbelievable player, and opposition fans can deny it. Man United fans can deny it, but he has changed that team. Obviously, they're going through a bit of a patch. Like some games, United look amazing. Well, some halves, Man United look amazing, and then all of a sudden they look like the most beatable team on the planet. But when Bruno Fernandes is on the field, you're already
you got that heart.
You're already a level ahead. You know what I mean? You're already like a step ahead. So obviously, the whole point of I don't think the whole point of bringing Bruno Fernandes to Man United was to like help Pogba. But if somehow, some way, someone could incorporate both of them, I'm pretty sure they'd have like the most, do you know what I mean, OP midfield in the Prem. But obviously that hasn't worked out well for Ole or United. And
Raiola not happy as well.
Yeah, Raiola not happy. What did he say that?
His time out Manchester done.
And then he's probably going to go back to UUB.
So
do you think that Pogba allowed him to say that, or Mino just came out?
No, Mino just comes out and says it.
But
because
Jamie Carragher did say him and Mino are like that. Like, as in, so if he, like last time against City, when Mino said something before a big game, he refuted what his claims were, but apparently Pogba said nothing this time. So.
But do you know what I've noticed with Mino Raiola and Pogba in particular? Obviously, Mino Raiola is agent to a lot of big players. Obviously, Ibrahimovic being one of them. Haaland. But that Pogba Mino Raiola relationship seems to be like really good, and it seems as if Mino does have Pogba's best interests. But the thing is with Mino Raiola, he is a bit of a hothead. He is a bit of a know-it-all. He's a bit of a
and he's hard to
really big
negotiate.
bollocks. You know what I mean? So sometimes he doesn't come out in the best way possible. But I do think Pogba is in his best interest, and obviously, what when you say that whoever signs him have to pay him like 10 M's anyway. So bro.
And he doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, in the world of like agency and agents, bro, just you got to fend for yourself and your players, isn't it? At the end of the day. So, but yeah, United. I guess it's a good result. In theory, they didn't play amazingly, especially not in the first half. But if you win games, you know what I mean. Well, obviously, do you remember that? I forgot what year it was, but when United were winning like 1-0s and whatever, it was definitely the Ferguson era. They weren't playing amazingly, but they were winning and they won the league. You know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously, we're not in that situation now with Manchester United, but you need to win games regardless. You know what I mean? And that's what Chelsea did. Chelsea 3, Leeds 1. Obviously, I don't think the scoreline's a fair reflection of the game.
It was end-to-end stuff.
It was definitely end-to-end stuff. It was a really good game.
But Leeds would do that against any top six side in like, whatever game it is. It's just end-to-end.
To be fair, I'll give it to you, because I wasn't. Not that I didn't appreciate Leeds, but at first I thought they weren't gonna cut in the Prem. But you lot was like, no, Leeds are gonna do bits. Leeds are gonna do bits, and then first game, second game, and you saw that Leeds are really.
I was lucky
to
watch like 1 or 2 games last season. Yeah, I went in the championship. I thought, whoa, like these are good kind of.
They're different levels.
Yeah.
And now they're in the right league. You just got to get the results.
Yeah. I did say Bamford was going to score against his old club, which he did.
Obviously, if there were fans in the stadium, Leeds would be even.
Imagine playing Leeds away with their fan, with their 12th man. Oh, it must be long.
Yeah.
But Chelsea proving to potentially be, I say potentially from an unbiased standpoint, because my biased standpoint is that I do think Chelsea are Premier League contenders. But from an unbiased standpoint, they are looking like Premier League contenders. picking up wins now.
I'm not convinced yet. But
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough. Are you convinced? Do you put them in the running for Prem, or is it still?
They're one of.
They have to be, innit? Like the way they're playing.
I just see how
the
they're
form
doing
they're
against the big teams. Like against Spurs, where we had the majority of the ball, we didn't do much.
Yeah.
But like you never know what could happen. On top of that, like if by February we're still in around second or third place, or even first, then maybe.
Yeah.
But just for now, you never know. Because the only reason why I'd say we like technically are right now is because we've got the best squad depth
Yeah.
out of anyone.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I remember watching the Sevilla game. That was in this match week, was it?
No.
So yeah,
that was previous.
we were up 3 or 4-0 against Sevilla. We bought on Ziyech, Kante, Mount just in 3 subs. I remember saying to us like, how the hell are we allowed to bring these guys on?
3 world-class players.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
crazy.
It's just,
Imagine if they got the 5 as well.
They had 5 in Champions League as well. So if we wanted to, we could have done it.
Yeah. And it's not even, and just crazy thing, obviously in that Sevilla game, Giroud scored all 4. But if you look at the Leeds game, you had Giroud scoring. He's playing out of his boots recently. He's like just the positioning and how quickly he got into that position. He just sticked out a toe and brilliant. Zuma also proving a goal threat from set pieces, which is amazing. And you had Pulisic coming. I'm pretty sure he came off the bench and bagged. So goals are coming from multiple sources. So it's not like we're solely relying on Timo Werner. Well, if we were solely relying on Timo Werner, we'd be in trouble. But yeah, so it's good to see that goals will come from everywhere. In terms of Leeds, they're playing amazingly. They will be fine. I'm certain of it. I just wanted to ask: do you think Leeds will go into the market in January, or do you think they're alright the way they are?
What do you mean? Oh, to buy players?
Yeah, just to bolster their team. Not necessarily like to replace anyone.
They will have to
get a player or two.
Because 1 or 2 players will get picked up.
But their style of play is energetic.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not sustainable. Like we all know that.
Do you think Leeds' football is the closest thing to Liverpool's football?
Yeah, that's why that first was it opening day they played.
When it was like 4-3, yeah.
Like, bro, I think that was the best game I've ever seen. It was just.
We watched that here, funny enough.
And then we watched City Leeds as well. It was also. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
But it's crazy though that like a team. We had it with Wolves. Remember when Wolves came from the Championship and they were amazing.
Fearless against these big teams.
Leeds are also doing that, but obviously Leeds are a bit more energetic, are a bit more.
Leeds have always been that kind of club, though.
Yeah,
no matter
100%.
They play football, so they're not afraid to play against you, kind of thing. Like they do it.
And then talking about a team that recently went up, West Brom won Palace 5. Obviously, the red card didn't help.
They're going down.
However, they did lose Matheus Pereira, who is a midfielder. So whether or not that plays much into the whole situation, I don't know.
Same thing as United losing Martial to Spurs.
I never saw much or anything, but one thing I did hear, Eze had an absolute blinder.
Eze had a blinder. Zaha was unplayable. I tell you what, people can say whatever they like about Zaha, but to say he's rubbish or he's shit or he's crap is a complete lie. The guy is a baller. Do you know what I mean? The only problem with him is age is creeping up on him, which makes his profile less attractive, because obviously you want to invest big bucks in younger players who have enormous potential. But we was having a conversation with someone at Sequoia Lounge the other day. It's like, why don't clubs like Arsenal go in for a proven Premier League player like Zaha?
He'd be a great move.
100%. 100%. Do you know what I mean? And then maybe just maybe, if you then brought him in, obviously freed up Aubameyang, played him centrally, and
a player like him could actually sort out creativity issues as well.
Yeah,
because he drags 2-3 players alone by himself. 100%. He occupies them.
100%.
So,
and the worst thing you can do is leave players like Aubameyang free. Leave players like
Pepe or even Willian.
Just Aubameyang free. So yeah. But we'll go on to Arsenal. But yeah, no, Palace, and just so weird as well. It's not even Palace winning 5-1. It's Palace scoring 5 goals. Like, when did we ever see Palace?
But I think West Brom.
They're in big trouble, and I feel sorry for Bilic. I do feel bad for Bilic because much like Fulham and Scotty Parker, we know what's coming soon. Bilic's head is definitely on.
There has to be something going wrong.
And hasn't he's been beefing with the uppers anyway? I don't know if it was through transfers or whatever, I'm not certain, but he was fighting.
But once that happens, it sets the tone and it just sours its way down.
Yeah, exactly. And West Brom, in theory, do have some good young players. Diangana, Matheus Pereira, Conor Gallagher, who scored, I think he scored 2 games in a row, funny enough. You know what I mean? But it's just not working out for them. They're a club that will 100% go into the market and look to buy, if obviously the owners permit. But we'll have to wait and see.
It won't save them.
No, they're in a situation that is really hard to get out of. And talking about hard situation, Sheffield 1, Leicester 2. I think Sheffield. How many points did Sheffield have? 2, 3.
They don't have a win yet.
Yeah.
They don't have a win
I'll
yet.
actually get it right here. Let me go on standings. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'll tell you right now. So Sheffield are rock bottom with. Wait for it.
0 wins. I don't know.
0 wins, 1 draw, 10 losses.
Wow.
Sheffield United. Can you imagine?
Top half last year or that mid?
Yeah, they were. Bro, at one point they were competing for Europa League. At one point they were liable competing for Europa League, and now it's just absolutely crumbled. Bearing in mind they've got the same team, same players.
But that's why.
And
think
they've
about that,
added some
yeah.
players. They've added some players, but even then, like the style of players.
Yeah, like Brewster with Sheffield.
Yeah,
Very
Ampadu,
promising.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Ampadu. He hasn't even been playing, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Leicester beat him 2-1. Do you know what's funny? Although the game probably should have maybe ended as a draw, Vardy last minute obviously scores. He's actually a Sheffield Wednesday fan, which so he's always scored against. I think in the past however many games always scored against Sheffield United. Obviously had the whole corner flag. And
it wasn't anything personal. He just wanted to.
Yeah, he
kill the
just
corner
wanted to kill the corner flag. But yeah, which is good for Leicester City. Leicester City, funny enough, were one of the teams that early on in the Prem they were soaring, they were flying high, and then they've kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Sheffield.
They've got the Europa League to focus on as well.
Exactly, and they're doing actually quite well in Europa. So, North London derby, Spurs 2, Arsenal 0.
Wow.
See, this is what we're gonna do. So, there's 2 games remaining. So what we're going to do is we're going to fit the whole North London derby topic in with the actual result, and then we'll go back to the rest of the fixtures. Cool? Yeah?
Yeah, fine.
So Spurs 2, Arsenal 0. I think it's important to mention goal scorers and assists because Kane assisted Son and Son assisted Kane, which is becoming a regular occurrence now.
Another bet came in
Yeah.
for someone again as well.
So, alright, before we go into like detail about the game, obviously, like I said, we watched it here together. You did lose your head 1 or 2 times. I did tell him that the players couldn't hear him, but he weren't listening to me. He weren't trying to have it.
I've got a question.
No, go crazy.
Do you think Arteta was wrong to single out Partey for trying to push him back onto the field and then he stopped running? Did you hear what he said about him?
What did he exactly say? I heard
He
about
said that
it.
he let the team down by coming off and then didn't come back on trying to come back on defence.
I think it was.
Because while they were playing an Arsenal attack, he came off to Arteta.
I know, I did see that because I was going mad at that.
And then you know how Spurs are, they're rapid, they flip the switch, and then all of a sudden he pushed him back on. But then obviously he pulled up and went onto the floor. He didn't, you know what I mean?
That's the one thing I didn't like. He just walked off.
Yeah.
No matter what, if there's a situation, you go down. On the floor.
Yeah.
Like when you're coaching kids, if there's a problem, sore ankle, whatever, you go down on the floor. You don't walk off the pitch.
Yeah.
So schoolboy error there straight away.
Yeah.
Lack of awareness. Didn't see.
But what happens if the guy genuinely couldn't run?
Arsenal in the final.
I hear that, but that's okay, sit down.
Yeah, but like, cool. So he's about to come off there. At that point where he's talking to Arteta, Arsenal are in a scoring position.
Yeah.
So like, it was a misplaced pass.
Yeah.
Like, I think who was on the left? Aubameyang. It might have been Aubameyang. Like the pass was behind him, and then all of a sudden Spurs just flicked it to Kane out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden they're 4-2.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
It's like you said though, and especially if we're talking about the Premier League, it's not just with Spurs, it's with a lot of the teams in the Premier. Everything's a split second, you get it? So, like you said, it started with an Arsenal attack, and then next thing you know it, Partey's got, I don't even know what the injury was, I'm not certain, but he's now whatever, and then next thing you know, the ball's on the other side, I think what Spurs went on, what was it, like 4v2, and then, you know what I mean, and then obviously it ends up as a goal. The only problem is though, I do think Arteta was wrong in singling out Partey.
Yeah.
But do you know what's funny? I think that whole debacle was. I think Arteta is now slowly losing his head because he shouldn't have reacted the way he did. Even pushing Partey back onto the pitch didn't make no sense because he walked 3 steps and then couldn't run no more.
Yeah.
So that was a waste of a breath anyway.
Yeah.
You get it. You are right, and Partey should have had better footballing IQ and should have just sat down.
Yeah.
However, you have to think of it like this. Spurs in that counter-attacking situation were never going to kick the ball out from Partey.
We know that.
So whether he was on the pitch or off the pitch, it was going to be the same thing.
But the referee, you never know, he could have stopped the game.
But in that...
Unlikely. I know what you mean.
There is a possibility.
I know, but you sit down before and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That way you can't be that, it was your fault.
Yeah, exactly. But I do, that's why I think...
It wasn't entirely his fault, no. But if he was in that position, for example, you never know, he could have gained momentum just to help in that defensive situation.
The only reason I asked is because when I've watched Arteta's interview, that's the only thing he seems to take out of the game.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's the thing. That's what
frustration when he comes throughout the game, though.
And that's the thing. That's why he's losing his.
It's like with Jurgen the other week when he started running and raving about.
But that's also ridiculous from Klopp's point of view, because Klopp played. Who did they play today?
No,
today. Today was Michelin.
Michelin.
He started the game with Jota, Salah, whatever. You're through to the next stage of the Champions League. Why are you playing these players? You're talking about players getting injured and playing too much. Rest your better players.
Yeah, Lampard played Andrew against Krasnodar.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't quite understand. But yeah, couple stats from the game.
No, I don't even start.
Obviously, Arsenal had 36 touches in the Spurs box. Spurs had 6 in the Arsenal box.
I remember what I said to you on the phone the other night.
Yeah, Kane.
I said as for that Kane goal, he had about 4.
Yeah,
3.
I think he had
3 minimum.
3 minimum.
Maybe 4.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Obviously, and then Son's goal was scored from outside the box, which no Arsenal defender even tried to
stop him from cutting. Did that anger you? He's like, oh, get on.
Yeah, he was going crazy. It was worse when you saw the replay.
He got the ball, right?
Yes,
He got the ball. He was just moving.
Do you know what was crazy? The fact he even shot, was a bit baffling, because he could have got close. He had enough space to think about how to beat his man.
He probably saw Len off his line.
Position. Keeper's
probably saw Len off.
He was a bit out. He was a bit to the
But how much is that to blame of the defender? Because obviously, the closer the defender is to the goalkeeper, the less he can see. But the thing is, a player of Son's quality, who is one of the better finishers in the Prem, you can't allow that sort of space.
Lenno's position was bad, but it still takes a lot for you to whip it into the corner. It was ridiculous.
100%. But when you're talking about two of the most informed players in the Prem, bro, like you'd be stupid to allow that sort of space.
It makes me kind of happy that we actually kept that bay at Stamford Bridge now.
But this is what I was going to say as well. You know how you were saying that Chelsea aren't, in your eyes, Premier League. Would you say Spurs are Premier League contenders?
Yeah, definitely.
But how so? If Chelsea were the better team in that game, played better.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't take it to them enough. Because it was a game of half time.
So what did Spurs do in that game?
I don't think they defended excellently, where we're supposed to score. As in, they stopped clear goal scoring opportunities. It was half chance to start the whole game. Yeah. We didn't do enough offensively to trouble them as much. We made Joe Rodon and Eric Dyer look like Maldini. Lucio.
That was
Rodon.
He's a great player, but Tammy made him look like he was a. I mean,
but maybe that's the problem though. Maybe the whole Werner Tammy situation that still needs to, you know what I mean? Obviously, and then
apparently Tammy played awful against Krasnodar as well.
Just crazy. I didn't even watch that.
I didn't watch it. I watched. What did I watch? I watched United Leipzig game.
I was watching the Juve Barca game. But and then obviously, so you had that, and then Arsenal have only 10 goals in 11 games. And I do think, if I'm not mistaken, I read this off. I was on Goal earlier today, and I saw this. And if I'm not mistaken, remember they scored however many against Rapid Vienna. But
listen, I was saying that to my brother as well. He was saying, we have to win the Europa League. We're doing well in the Europa League. No, we're fucking not. We're scoring 3 goals against Rapid Vienna, and we're playing Dundalk tomorrow. But listen, no disrespect to the clubs, but we should be
100%. And but this is the problem as well with United, for example. You know what I mean? It has to be across the board in all competitions. You have to be performing at the same level. If not, you might play a tad better in the Champions League, for example, or a tad better in the Premier League. But you still have to be consistent throughout all competitions. Mm-hmm. And Arsenal is far from that. You go from, I don't even know what the score against Rapid Vienna was, but I know you scored 3 goals minimum. And then you got the North London derby, which is a way more important game than playing Rapid Vienna. I don't even know if it was Rapid Vienna, but And then all of a sudden, you have 36 touches in the flipping Spurs box and you're not scoring goals.
One, we just didn't want to take chances, and when we did, they were just the wrong time.
Yeah.
2, not even just for the first goal. What was the first? First goal was Son. So the second goal, when there was the party and stuff like that, you see players running back, but stopping.
There's no intent.
The way, it's for me. It's just there's no fight at the moment.
Do you know what's crazy?
I thought Partey was the best player for Arsenal up until he got injured. He was breaking play up.
In that sense, but I struggled to pick a standout player in that Arsenal team.
I don't know. If I was to,
Gabriel maybe. He's the only one that seems to. You know what I mean?
If I was to, it was Gabriel 1, and some people will will hate me for this, but Saka had an alright game as well.
Yeah.
The only reason being is remember we was talking about Holding. Anytime he had the ball, he was passing side.
Yeah, no, Holden doesn't take no ownership.
Yeah.
With him, it's if Leno passes it to him or if Gabriel passes it to him, he's going straight to Gabriel.
Yeah.
That's his only outlet.
Yeah.
His only outlet is Gabriel, and Gabriel has to do whatever he can to get the
I
ball
think
up.
you lot are missing like a midfielder like Højbjerg that Spurs had. Every time they play out from the back, he's screaming.
Remember what I said that was
Yeah.
that was one of the biggest signings that made.
Yeah.
Players like that, you know, the players that don't get all the praise. Those are the most important players.
I was
And
hearing someone that said he's Jose Mourinho on the pitch. That's like
100%.
Yeah.
And what does Mourinho say in the documentary? You have to be cunts, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, that's what he is.
Yeah.
Watch him play.
He does all
He's
the
a
dirty work.
dickhead.
Yeah.
He's an
Who
absolute.
was he going up against against Arsenal in the first half? Like, kept falling over. Was it Lacazette or something? They kept tripping each other up.
I can't remember. But he went
I know. You mean he
Yeah.
ended up getting a yellow as well, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like near the end of the game
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
It was mad.
So
But like, yeah, I thought like it was so. Where was I? Gabriel, Saka, had the right game. He tried to get forwards when he could, but another player. But again, it was too late. Was Mana Tinny. The balls he put in, and he had the fight to go forwards, but it was just too late. And that's what I noticed from the whole team. There was no fight from the first. We conceded the first goal. North London derby. Normally it's alright, cool. The first goal it always wakes up the teams. The fight actually comes on. Bro, it looked like we just started the game again.
yeah.
We conceded two. In the second half, cool. 70th minute, that's when we start fighting. No, man, it's not on.
Lacazette was unfortunate, but then there was sometimes he didn't, fight for the half chances as well. He was in the positioning, and like what really, if I was an Arsenal fan, what would have hurt me is Aubameyang 1-on-1 against Alderweireld. It's like he didn't want to take him on.
Yeah.
You could tell straight away he's not. He's not there. There's something not there. There's something not right. There's something missing. And we always talk when we talk about Arsenal. We always talk about it. Always when it comes to that team is investing in players. But we're not talking about one or two players how they do it every season or every transfer window. It's a revamp. It's a complete total revamp. We're talking about owners who have a lot of money, although they don't like to put it towards Arsenal, which is a problem that you lot have had for God knows how long. But it's about time Arsenal now start improving their team from top to bottom. Alright, you've got Leno, he's obviously a great goalkeeper, he can stay. Defensively, you need to bring in probably another centre-back. Doesn't have to be a world-class centre-back, but it has to be a centre-back of a certain standard. No offence to Rob Holding, because he is alright. He could definitely play in the Championship, at a good Championship team, maybe even like a mid-table Premier League team.
Maybe got a Palace or something.
Yeah, but for a team that's I know it's mad to say, I think especially a lot of United fans would laugh at me, but Arsenal are a team that should be competing for the Premier League, competing for Champions League. Obviously they're not at that stage, but Rob Holding cannot lead your line. Let's be completely honest. Gabriel, amazing transfer. Funny enough, that's what I think United were missing. United should have signed Gabriel. In an ideal world, that's what would have happened.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't happen. You lot got him. Brilliant. Gabriel's brilliant. Tierney, amazing. Good. Now, your right hand side, you've got Bellerin. I now think that it's time to bring in Cedric. Do you understand? I think Cedric should come in and replace Bellerin.
Even though Maitland-Niles, someone just bring.
But see, now this is my opinion now with Maitland-Niles. I think Maitland-Niles should be played in the midfield. I know that's his preferred position. Everyone thinks he should play right back, but he is the legs that Arsenal need in that midfield.
Yeah.
Play him with Partey. Let Partey sit. Partey can sit in front of the defence. Let Maitland-Niles do all the running. Then you have the whole creative midfielder thing. If you could get someone like Aouar, brilliant. If not, you have
to. I don't know how to say this.
Oh yes, Soboslai, the thing from Salzburg.
I still need to watch him, yeah.
But remember, for Salzburg and that, he plays out left.
Okay.
But he can easily play in the 10.
Yeah.
So if you can bring in him, if you can bring in both, brilliant. Then here's an issue that I think Arsenal fans keep on forgetting. I strongly believe that you lot have to go in the market for another striker. People think I'm crazy because you've got Lacazette, you've got Aubameyang, you've got Balogun now, and you've got Nketiah. But I just think you need a serial bagsman like Giroud.
Giroud would be perfect for Arsenal.
See, the funny thing is, obviously, Giroud 100% is a world-class footballer. There is no doubt about it. He leads the line for France, so he's definitely a world-class footballer. But you need someone like Giroud who doesn't mind occasionally sitting on the bench. You get it? You know, with Giroud, I know he does mind, but
he's a professional.
Yeah. You need that, but you need someone that will secure you goals.
and isn't afraid to play against any defender.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind mixing up, getting dirty or
Exactly.
being technical.
Exactly. That's exactly what you need. Left hand side, you've got Saka. I do think the problem with Saka, you know what's crazy? Saka's problem right now is Arteta. I say this because he's putting him there. He's putting him there. He's putting him there.
I play further forward where Aubameyang's playing, Aubameyang up front.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
So that's why I'm saying. So left hand side, you're right in terms of you've got Saka. You can play Aubameyang out there. Worst case scenario, you can dash William out there. Although I didn't think William. William's only at Arsenal
for a paycheck at his restaurant.
It's not even that. But that's from William's perspective. From Arsenal's perspective, William's only there because of the whole. I think it's clout. I think it's literally a thing of clout. It's like, bringing a proven Premier League footballer, Brazilian international, the fans will love it. You understand? I'm pretty sure that was the only reason why they signed him.
Agents as well.
Yeah.
Agents are friends with the board.
So cool. That one there, but your left hand side, you're good. And then worst case scenario, why not try going for someone like Zaha? Even if you have to pay a premium, you're at a stage where you have to pay premiums.
I said this years ago with Zaha, we should get a player like Zaha. We should get a player like Vardy. We've been linked to all these kinds of players.
Exactly.
Like we said earlier, proven Premier League players.
You have to.
And then they do the business for their club.
Yeah.
If they go to a club that will fight for top 6, they will potentially get into the top 4 or win the league or etc.
Do you know what's funny?
And we ain't done it.
Funny you said that as well. Do you know who Arsenal should have maybe went in for up front? I know once again you have all these young guys. You've got Lacazette. Danny Ings would be an amazing shout, but Danny Ings is happy at Southampton. So that's hard. Why not? You lot should win for Callum Wilson. 30 M's, he would have been yours. And do you know what's funny? I'm pretty sure, especially with Europa League. Remember, he's never. I don't know if he's ever played European football. I doubt it. He would have easily alternated with Lacazette or Aubameyang, whatever, to play up front Premier League and Europa League. He would have been happy, and he's a Premier League proven goal scorer. Would have been brilliant. Right hand side, you lot need to somehow find a way to get Pepe ticking because the quality's there. There's no doubt, but there's just something that's not right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put the blame on Arteta because I don't really know that whole situation. You know what I mean? But if not, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But.
It's tough with Pepe because he was saying in the media a couple of weeks ago, I need to fall in love with the game again, kind of thing. Because obviously
that's the worst thing you can hear from one of your players.
Because he said he wasn't playing, he was on a bench a lot, and he was like, when that happens, you sort of fall out of love with the game, I want to fall back in love with it, etc., etc. And then it's weird because Arteta have different systems as well. It's tough. It's just.
It is as well when you got a player that coming from a country like France and then from a league like League One. It's different level.
It's a big jump.
It's a different level, and it's like he's saying stuff like that clearly means because he was our most expensive transfer. He was expected to play all the time. Yeah. But if you're not doing the business, you don't deserve to play, in my opinion.
But I think that's why. But that's what separates the good from the great in it, because you had someone like Hazard who came from Lille as well, funnily enough, and straight away he was already best player in the Prem, one of the better players in the Prem. Do you know what I mean? And then Pepe, it's not happened for a minute. And then whether that's obviously down to him not enjoying his football or
it's
whatever.
Weird though, like you, I'm guessing you'd agree with this as well. Certain Arsenal fans place this unnecessary expectation on the signing. He's gonna light up the Prem.
But I think it's kind of unfair slapping that just on Arsenal fans.
It's like, no, every club does. Every club does.
Exactly.
But the way it is because with Arsenal fans they expect it all the time, and 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. Lacazette first came in, done well.
Yeah.
Made us proud. Kind of fell off. Has fell off now. Aubameyang, always done well, not doing well at the moment. You never know, he could come out of his show anytime soon. He might not. Yeah. Who else? Pepe, just no comment. Who else? Willian, it showed stints here and there. People like Tierney came injured. Proved himself, came back into the squad, got injured again. Worked hard, played a couple games for the 23s, done well on 23s. In the first team. He's one of my favourite players. Yeah. He's one of my favourite players.
He's one of those people that give everything for the show. He reminds you a lot of like Aspilicueta when he came to Chelsea kind of thing. Yeah. Like, it doesn't need to be fancy, he does what it needs to be done. You know what I mean?
Hard grafter, that's what it is. Hard grafter.
Manager tells you bomb down that wing all night, he'll do it. You know what I mean? Sit back, he'll do it.
100%.
He's a coach's dream, so that's a perfect. Those are the type of signings you go for, and then sometimes you need to have those players.
He does have a lot of Robertson in him. Maybe not. I do think
that's like a Scottish thing, though.
Yeah, I do think that there is. not that there's a massive gap between the two, but Robbo is that little bit better in it.
Yeah.
But there's just that drive and hunger in them, innit? It's like you said, it probably is a Scottish thing, you know what I mean? But like Tierney can be one of the best left backs in Europe. There's no doubt about it. It's just how much is this Arsenal team going to allow him to
flourish?
Yeah, to flourish. That's exactly it.
Because I know a lot, like 99% of the Arsenal fans would say, give Otis time. I know 100% get it.
But that's the thing, a lot of, they're not happy.
Yeah.
And
it's weird.
And then you Arsenal fans, I think that are dickheads. I'm sorry, you are dickheads.
But when I watch it, I can't help but think Arsenal were playing so much better football under Unai Emery, and they crucified him. Absolutely crucified. I don't know what it was they expected.
Do you know what it is with Arsenal? Arsenal have not won in so long. I'm talking about obviously like trophies and that it's now gone into a stage where, remember when Chelsea were getting rid of managers for you'd win the Prem, and if you didn't win the Prem again, you get sacked. Arsenal are going through the same thing, but they don't have the track record behind them. They just need a quick fix.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Arsenal, and do you know what's funny? This is the one thing about not just Arsenal fans, football fans in general. It's all about, you know how you got fast food music where it's just like music that's gone today, here today and gone tomorrow. The thing is, with Arsenal fans, like they were so happy about Arteta because he was supposed to be the exact opposite. It's supposed to be a long-term like thing. It was supposed to be, he's going to come in, he's going to pattern the team, he's going to implement his style, he's going to bring in his players.
But now let me pause you there. If you're going to do all of them things, you've got to give the guy time.
Exactly. But this is why I'm saying that I don't think Arsenal should be quick to get rid of Arteta because I do think, bro, he's obviously a good manager. Do you know what I mean? And Man City was so successful during that period because of him. I'm pretty sure he played a fulcral part. I'm pretty sure he was so important to that team. Do you get it? But now the issue is he can't hide behind no one. You get it? He's on the front line now. So obviously, if Arsenal does bad, Arteta does bad. You get it? Whether or not it's his tactics or just players on the pitch, Arteta's on the firing line. You get it? Now, obviously, you know what doesn't help as well is Arsenal have a lot of social media stars, not their players, but you know what I'm talking about, innit? And then
rag and bone man.
Yeah, they like nothing against it, and to be fair, they've got an amazing thing going on, and they've been able to do amazing shit in it. But the problem is as well is like they have a very big presence, especially in your club, innit? So when they start losing their rags, and fans will start to follow that.
I've said it before, and listen, if it's used properly, it's a great platform, and it has been used properly at many occasions. But
there's times
they
where
thrive off the negativity.
I wouldn't even say times. It's, for me personally, and I say it now, it's an embarrassment for the club.
Yeah, but their money maker is when Arsenal doing that. Even though they show, you're dead, you're fucking shit, while they're watching the videos, blah blah blah. But people like Robbie, his pockets are being lined up for when Arsenal lose. Rival fans watch Arsenal fans.
No, but that's the thing though. Rival fans want to. Rival fans want Arsenal to lose. Rival fans want Arsenal to lose so they can go and watch their AFTV.
But that was the big meme. It was like, Arsenal again. Let's have a look at AFTV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the thing is though, for people that have so much, maybe power's not the right word, but for lack of a better term, why doesn't the club listen to them and kind of get like, do you know what I mean? Because that's what. Well, in an ideal world, if I was like an owner of a football club and I had, if we're talking about Seasons FC for example, we had like the Seasons Ultras, for example, that's what they do in Portugal. Obviously, Portuguese clubs are not owned by individuals; they're owned by fan base, and we call them sócios for any Portuguese people listening. You lot can translate in the comments. So they have to listen to the fans, and obviously the ultras play a massive part. Why don't clubs like Arsenal go and chat to the AFTV people, for example, be like, all right, cool. Seeing as you lot have so much to say, which fucking hell they do. What's wrong? What should we do? And then maybe, do you know what I mean? I don't see what would be the problem in that. Do you know what I mean? Or go to someone like Ian Wright and ask him to consult for them. You get it? Yeah. Because these are players that Ian Wright loves that fucking club. Arsenal is everything to that guy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Why not give that guy either a position in the club where he has some sort of say, or just get him to consult and just get his opinion, because he's not going to stray them in the wrong direction. He's going to tell them exactly what they need to do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure AFTV do as well. Obviously. You know what I mean?
The first suggestion I wouldn't agree with, because half of them guys, I'm sorry to say, they're deluded. Yeah, but the second point I agree with, but it's never going to happen. Why? Because the wrong people are in charge of the club.
But that's the thing. The annoying thing
all
about
they care
football,
about is themselves and their back pocket.
Exactly, because that's the thing. Like I said, the annoying thing about football now is it will always go to the people up ahead. You know what I mean? It will always, like, you be down here and the problem's always up there, and what happens? Everything trickles down.
And then if you do get someone like Ian Ryan, who is straight talking, he loves the club, as Adnan said. If he don't agree with something, he'll say it. And
100%.
it will only get himself in trouble for no reason. And that's why that will never happen.
But with Arsenal, I'll say it now. If they don't invest heavily, when I mean invest heavily, I don't mean financially, because you can get good players at a reasonable price. But they have to revamp. It's time to completely change that team. And if that then doesn't work, then there's a bigger issue. You get it? Then there's a very, very big issue. Do you know what I mean?
We've got to wait and see, because like I said, Arteta's only however many months in the job.
100%.
It was a first transfer window. January, I'm not going to expect anything, if I'm honest.
January is always the hardest time, innit?
I personally wouldn't go and buy in January. Unless we was in a crisis.
Who would you get rid of now if you had to chop 4 or 5 players? Who would you just get rid and sell? You know, it's only now what I understand why Chelsea give 1-year deals to 30 and overs. Because Willian has not done anything like this for 2 years.
It's easy to displace them like that. After the 1 year.
You have to fight every year to get another contract. I get it, like, it makes sense.
If I could choose people to leave, obviously you'd find replacements. I don't like Shaqov. I don't like Willian. I don't like. I'm sorry, Lacazette's time's up. Pepe time's up. Who else we got in there? I can't even think of half the squad off the top of my head now.
Rob Holding, Bellerin.
See, Rob, I'll keep for now. Because he can get the job done, even though it's not the best.
Yeah, you got the young guns, you got Nketiah.
You got to keep all of them.
Emil Smith Rowe.
I think they need
Emil might as well go, because it looks like he's not going to get.
But the thing is, for
it's like another Ampadu. It's like another Ampadu.
But what I don't understand is a team that's crying for some creativity. He obviously has that in abundance, because he's a good player and he is a very creative player. Why not try to fit him in? Do you know what I mean? And do you remember when he used to come on in the Europa League last season or 2 seasons ago, and he was like a shining star? Like, why not?
All I'm going to say is this year, if they do end up extending the more fans into the stadium, you're going to hear more and more cries.
100%.
It's going to get so unbearable.
But the problem is though, like, do you remember after the Seasons FC game on Monday, the boys were talking about, and they were saying about like sponsors, and apparently there's a lot of money from China, and you know when
it's all the Chinese.
When there's a lot of money involved, especially with clubs, because remember, clubs need a lot of money to operate. How else are they going to pay the players, the staff, etc.?
Plus we've got a massive Chinese fan base.
Exactly. So one player, it's not going to be enough to. Do you know what I mean? So with Özil, I think he's now reached that stage as well where he knows that.
Yeah, his ship sailed. He's gonna when he does leave at the end of the season, he's gonna be moving on to another Premier League club. I know that for.
Oh, really? You think he's going to another Premier League?
He'd be fantastic in like Serie A or something.
100%.
Even
that's the thing. The thing is, ideally, a team like Inter, who's also very pragmatic. They're not the most creative team on the planet. If they had someone like Özil in a slower league, he'd flourish.
If he went to my Milan fan, wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Like I said, I think Arsenal's in a really sticky situation.
I understand. Like I said, I understand with everything going on. I say give Arteta time. We are going to make mistakes, and probably a few big ones.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. That game was an embarrassment. No matter what situation you're in, that was an embarrassment. There was no fight there at all. And that's it. Literally, it has to change. There will be change hopefully in the future. You've got to give Arteta at least minimum 2-3 seasons. Minimum. He
hasn't had like a full pre-season yet. I don't think people understand that.
Yeah.
Like all other teams haven't as well, but sometimes, especially for a guy like him with a philosophy, he needs that pre-season just to chop and change.
Plus, it's the first time he's ever actually in charge. It's all right being Pep's right-hand man and that, but it's his first time in charge. He's going to get stuff wrong. Just like if you walk into a job tomorrow, and you got to be trained. You know what I mean? And you're going to make mistakes. In your first year, you're going to make lots of mistakes. This is just what happens.
Do you know what it is? But that's the difference between obviously going to coach Plymouth Argyle as your first team, to an Arsenal. You have to remember that Arteta didn't have the stepping stone. You know, when a manager was like Mourinho started off at I don't even remember what. Well, I would like
someone.
No, but that's when he was translator when he was at Barcelona. And I'm talking about in terms of coaching. I don't know if it was Porto where that he straight away went into.
Was he assistant manager at first, or he was at Benfica assistant manager?
Yeah, he was assistant of I forgot, it was the English guy. Oh, I don't remember anyway. But yeah, so like you know how you have certain managers, like Lampard was fortunate enough.
No.
Yeah, he was. I think he was. Lampard, for example, he started off at Derby. Obviously, they're a championship club that were fighting for promotion, but obviously he had that sort of stepping stone at a lower. I know it sounds mad when you say it like that, but it is a lower level. You know what I mean? So probably allowed to make a little bit more mistakes and then
lower level, but I think it's a bit more. It's a tad more cutthroat than it is in the Prem.
Because they're trying to make it up, I'm guessing.
Yes, but then
one of the toughest leagues in the world other than the Prem.
100%, but I don't think that's a fair reflection on like Arteta, for example. Imagine starting off at Derby and then being thrown straight in at Arsenal as your first managerial game.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
I know.
It's completely different. So yeah, I think give him time, but like I said, it just all comes down to revamping that squad. That squad needs to be revamped. If no revamping is made, there's a big problem, big issue. But that's me done on Arsenal. We spoke about Arsenal for a very long time. But so what? Is it fair to say then? I know this is kind of like cringe and that, but is North London white at this point? No, I'm actually being serious. Like, you know,
it will be if Mourinho wins the Prem. I don't think so yet. No, I wouldn't consider it.
I can't say for my dignity in it, but I tell you one thing: Tottenham's scary, and I said it even before that game. I'm worried.
One thing I don't want to do is jump the gun.
Do you think Tottenham would be in this position if Pochettino was still in charge?
No.
Or do you think Mourinho's just brought that different?
Against Chelsea, it would have been no, and they would have conceded. It was like a mentality, like they're stronger mentally kind of thing. Like they know how to fight just a little bit more. They know how to, especially in the final stages, game manage a little bit. You know what I mean? So like last year, obviously Mourinho was, especially Mourinho at the time as well, but it's like something switched inside them. Like I was reading online as well against Chelsea, like 2-3 seasons ago, we would have lost that. Like even if it was completely even in the game or we were on top, we would have lost it. It's a complete mentality shift over there at the club.
But there you go. How long has Mourinho been at the job now?
It's the second season.
There you go. You can't. So,
but Mourinho.
So now let's say if Jose was in his second season, Arteta was in his second season at Arsenal.
However, is Arteta not in his second season though?
No, it's first.
Yeah, it's first one.
But Mourinho has a weird record. He wins a title in every second season.
Yeah.
So that's that. I think it's unfair to compare to Mourinho. He has that weird record.
No, but still, if you was to have Arteta in his second season at the club, second season as an actual manager,
plus
you will see a difference
because
you'll see a couple different players. You'll see his tactics implemented in the way the team plays.
100%.
Fans would hopefully buy into what he's trying to do, and so would the players, and it will be a totally different game. Totally different game. But I'm going to say it now: Tottenham, fair play to you, and hope you don't win the league, but I think they're good.
I think in my personal opinion, nothing against Tottenham. It's weird though because I don't actually. Do I know any Spurs fans personally?
I do. My godfather.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I know any personally. I've got nothing. I don't really have anything against Spurs, but obviously that whole Chelsea Spurs thing, we just automatically hate Spurs.
Yeah.
I still don't think, not that they're not good enough to win the Prem, but I just think that Liverpool's still better. You get it?
Especially when all their players come back as well.
Do you know what I mean? I just think Liverpool's still better, and I don't think Spurs were convincing enough against Chelsea. Where if the Premier League came down to Liverpool versus Spurs, I don't think Spurs would overcome Liverpool.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because I know they say that to win the league you need to beat all the small teams, correct? Yeah. But you also need to have good showings against the big teams, and you need to, you know what I mean? And I just think that against Liverpool, for example, I think maybe Liverpool will exploit, you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's just my word. They're capable of exploiting a defence. Because there are certain times I thought we can score against these guys, but it just wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
And then there's certain things that Mane would not let go unpunished.
Yeah.
Or Salah.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah, exactly. Funnily enough,
let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. We still have two more Prem games to talk about. I think Liverpool was actually the next one. They completely dismantled Wolverhampton. Wow. We watched the first half here. It was like, I don't know. It was like Liverpool of old against a really good Premier League side. Just completely dismantled them. If I'm not mistaken, Salah, I've got it here now, Salah, Wijnaldum, Matip, and then obviously Semedo had a stinker that game. Like, it was so sad to see. Like,
but he had a stinker against Southampton as well.
Yeah.
He just doesn't pay attention defensively.
So, but yeah, they just completely... Obviously, in the Salah goal, I know Cody should have headed it out. He tried to chest it. Salah just so quickly gets around him and bags.
You know, when you've won it all, it doesn't matter if half your team's injured. That mentality is just still there.
It's just
you
different.
Should be beating these guys, kind of thing.
100%. But yeah, and it just goes. It's just another reason why, for a lot of people, Liverpool are still favourites to retain the title because.
And Klopp is doing a lot what Alex Ferguson did. He deflects a lot nowadays. He'll be like, we're not favourites. Or he was saying that Chelsea favourites because of their squad depth. He knows if his full team is back, he's beating everyone. Yeah. But he doesn't want to say it, kind of thing. Like he's sort of deflecting, taking the pressure off his players, 100%. Making sure everyone forget about Liverpool and then just beat everyone. Yeah,
definitely. And do you know what it is as well? It's like, it's crazy to think that they're obtaining these results with Van Dijk out injured, Gomez out injured. Obviously, Trent's come back now.
Thiago,
Alisson, Thiago. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Scary side.
And in theory, with January coming up, they are a team that can and probably will invest in the market just to bring in maybe one or two players.
Apparently they're linked with Konate from Leipzig.
So there you go. Unbelievable. So yeah, Liverpool definitely one of the favourites to win the Prem. And then the final game we had Brighton 1, Southampton 2. Danny Ings coming back and scoring. I was saying that he's a differential for a lot of FPL managers to bring him in. Once again, obviously Brighton, they were in the lead, couldn't hold the lead, couldn't even hold the draw. Obviously they did concede a penalty later on, which Danny Ings bagged. Southampton in an amazing run of form, playing well. I read an article where they were saying that this is all down to Hasenhuttl, which I completely agree. Yeah. Outstanding manager, doing amazing. Because if you think of it in the grand scheme of things, like Southampton team's good, but I wouldn't say that they're as good as they're showing. If that makes any sense. On paper, if you look at their team if you look at a club in the same thing, like for example Wolves in Southampton, you'd think Wolves are miles better, but it's not actually that way. Southampton's probably the better team right now, do you know what I mean? So great team with a great manager. Brighton also an amazing team, but we talk about it every week. They just can't catch a break, they can't win. There's just, once again, there's something lacking there, that they're just not winning. And obviously that could prove very deadly, because if I'm not mistaken, they're also near the bottom. They're
fighting with Arsenal over 40 for 15.
Well, they lost, which meant that Arsenal stayed in 15th, so they're 16th.
Or 16th,
Yeah, so if you think of it like this, they've got 2 wins. So imagine them and Fulham on 2 wins, Burnley, West Brom on 1 win each, and Sheffield nil. So they're all right next to each other. Do you know what I mean? Say for example, if Sheffield in their next 2 games pick up 2 wins, they're now like level on points with. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. But that's the Premier League roundup. I know we spent a lot of time on Arsenal, but that was kind of the whole point. We wanted to talk about Arsenal and North London derby. I kind of wanted to keep this podcast short and sweet, because I just wanted to round up like the last week or 2, seeing as we're back in obviously these amazing settings. I thought, let's just talk about the main topic. So obviously Premier League. Second thing is Champions League. Like I said earlier in the podcast, Adele was supposed to be here because we were going to get onto him and Manchester United. So as he's not here, we will talk about Man United, but not massively. We'll just touch upon certain things. So Man United crashed out of the Champions League last night. So we're recording this Thursday night. Obviously Wednesday night was yesterday, but this comes out on a Friday. They lost 3-2 to Leipzig. They were 2-0? Was it 2-0 or 3-0 down at one point?
3-0.
They were 3-0 down. I have never seen Wan-Bissaka play as bad of a game defensively against Angelino as I did.
Yeah.
We're talking about a left back. A left back was just making him look. He just couldn't handle him. United looked all over the gaff. I thought the team selection was completely wrong. Didn't a lot of players get like rested in that? Didn't they rest a certain amount of players?
It didn't make sense.
It was just poor games.
When he brought the players on, they were like
that's when
2 defenders as well.
Awful game plan from Ole.
Do you know the crazy thing? He played with Tellez and Luke Shaw. Ended up taking them both out to bring on Brandon Williams. That game was just.
I know those were here, but I got his tweets from the night of the game. So so he's essentially here.
Crazy.
So it started off with "Come on United," then obviously they scored. He tweeted, "It's going to be a long night. Why can't we ever keep a clean sheet?" with 2 angry emojis. United really give me high blood pressure too. Angry emojis. Raw Europa League, here we come. Take Wan-Bissaka off. Angelino is giving him hell. Yeah. Sick. Cheers. Always wanted to play Europa. If only we beat Istanbul, man, we would have already been through.
True.
Nagelsmann has enjoyed himself after getting roasted for that horrible suit he wore last time. Behind the break, that United tweeted, he said this tweet should be put on all the time for every half time. And then finally, this is how we know he's going to fail. Ole out. I'm tired of this. I can no longer enjoy my team in the first half. How is that feasible?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So I've actually got the lineup that Manchester United started with. So they started with De Gea in goal. They went for a back three, but that ended up obviously being a 5 because you had Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Lindelof, but then you had Telles and Wan-Bissaka doing the wing backs. Then he had Matic and McTominay sitting with Bruno in front and Greenwood and Rashford up top. So when you look at it like in an attacking perspective, you think Bruno Fernandes, Greenwood, Rashford, brilliant. However, Alex Telles is known for bombing down the wing and putting in some amazing crosses or whatever. What is Wan-Bissaka gonna give to you from an attacking standpoint playing right wing back? Tell me now.
Did you see how he just a back healer and fell over himself?
Bro, he had a stinker, had a complete stinker. Angelino just, like, he even scored. Angelino, but to be fair to Angelino, he does have a knack for scoring goals, innit?
I just found that he's on loan.
Yeah, he's on loan, yeah.
So Guardiola can actually bring him back
Yeah,
at any point in time.
yeah.
That is fantastic. He's
100%.
brilliant. He's actually so good.
The game did end up changing when he brought in the likes of Pogba and Van de Beek, but obviously not enough. Pogba did score that brilliant header.
I think everything went
great
through.
lead.
As soon as the second half started, bro, Bruno Fernandes, every free kick he was sprinting to it. I'm taking a corner. I'm taking it. Everything's going for it. He hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It definitely wasn't a penalty though. You don't see the penalty shot. It definitely wasn't. It's the daily United fix, you know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but that's the thing though. But Juventus had one as well, similar.
Yep.
And then obviously they called it, and then Messi pretty much got tripped up in that.
Yep, same way.
Yeah, and then they get called. So, yeah. But once again, we're not talking about no VAR, no referees, nothing. Let's leave that out. Yeah, and then obviously with that being said, Manchester United crashed out of the Champions League, which, yeah, they were top of the league, well, top of that table, and then ended up third. And then obviously PSG, Istanbul, Başakşehir, obviously their game was postponed to today, obviously due to the racial incident that happened. For anyone that doesn't know what happened, if you want a clearer image, there are loads of videos and I'm pretty sure more explanatory, is that the word?
Yeah,
Explanatory videos out there on the internet. But for a quick thing, I think they were talking about someone that was the fourth official said that there was someone on the bench that needed to be carded, and he used a certain word who the fourth official claims is a way of saying a black person in their native tongue. Obviously, whoever heard it, it was actually the
Weibo.
Yeah, Weibo overheard it, and then obviously
in a good show of unity, both teams walked off.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he obviously took offence to it. He alerted. No, in fact, I think the fourth official alerted the referee that he was supposed to be carded. He obviously came over. Then there was the whole thing about the racism, and then both teams decided that Başakşehir was the first team that was like, no, we're not going to carry on.
After 10 minutes of discussion.
Yeah, after 10.
It was just. I watched it all. When I heard it on Sky Sports, I went onto my phone, went on BT Sport, and I rewound it all the way back from when the foul all the way to for them walking off, and Jesus Christ, it was crazy.
Do you know what it was? Do you know? Okay, cool. I remember how we said we didn't really want to talk about it, but we'll touch upon it in bits and bobs. So I love the fact that Başakşehir was like, yeah, we're coming off the pitch. I know it was after the 10 minutes, whatever, but they did come off the pitch. And you know how every footballer, every team threatens to walk off the pitch. Remember when England was experiencing it and they never did it in whatever country they were in? They were like, and then, you know what I mean? And then Harry Kane was supposed to be the man to come off and he didn't do it and whatever. Başakşehir actually did it and PSG followed, which was amazing act.
Really, I don't even think I think they both kind of done it at the same time, because it was Mbappe was like, oh, we don't want you.
Mbappe. So yeah, they both came off, which was amazing. That was a great show, especially to the whole anti-racism campaign. Obviously, there's the whole, like, was he actually being malicious? I don't know. I don't think any of us should get involved in that anyway. I think Dembaba is because he had a proper run at the fourth official. I think he is right in saying that, like, why did you have to point out that he's black?
Yeah.
See, I do kind of agree with that because, like, why did he have to say that? He could have said anything else, you know what I mean? But he clearly said that, and obviously his name is tongue. It was the black guy. Cool. But, so that obviously happened, and then obviously they played today, and then PSG absolutely wrecked Besiktas here. Obviously, you actually told me to go watch the Neymar goal, which is actually on the season's Twitter page.
I watched it, and I was thinking...
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy? Neymar scored a hat-trick, Mbappe scored 2 goals.
Yeah, I watched the game, but Besiktas, weird enough, didn't play bad. But it's just the individual quality.
They're a weird team because do you know what a lot of Turkish teams do is they buy a lot of players or they get a lot of players that are nearing the end of their careers, but they're good players, so they have something about them, innit? But obviously when you come up against Neymar and inspired Neymar and Mbappe, forget about it.
That Neymar goal, it was like something like cage football, and all of a sudden
it was typical. It was typical Neymar though, like the whole spin, nutmeg, top bins,
he was slipping and he still hit top bins. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like wow.
So and then obviously that then put PSG top of the table. Leipzig beating United put them second, so they're both through. United crash out into the Europa League. My dad once again had a mini rant. He was like, why should the Champions League teams that get knocked out go into the Europa League?
Yeah,
which I do.
My stepfather said the exact same thing.
And you know what's mad? I do kind of agree with that. Why give Champions League second chances? You weren't good enough to compete in the Champions League.
I think it's for just to play devil's advocate, not for the big teams, but I mean for like teams like Ferencvaros or like Dynamo Kiev or like a Shakhtar.
Yeah.
We already knew they weren't good enough for the Champions League.
Yeah.
But especially for Ferencvaros, they're not usually in like European competitions much. So it's for them to prolong it kind of thing. So so
and they never get it anyway.
Yeah. It's not they're gonna win European either, but it's
exactly.
just you know what I mean.
But that's the thing though, because for example, you obviously mentioned Shakhtar. So Real Madrid so we're talking about Real Madrid's group. So Real Madrid ended up beating Mönchengladbach, which then put them to first.
Yeah.
Mönchengladbach lost. However, Inter didn't even score against Shakhtar.
Yeah.
Played a 0-0 draw. So Shakhtar are now in Europa League and Inter finished rock bottom.
Shakhtar beat Real Madrid home and away, and they still ended up in Europe. You know how heartbreaking that is? Ridiculous.
Do you know what's crazy? This whole Champions League campaign has just been bloody mind blowing.
There isn't a favourite apart from Bayern. I think Bayern.
Bayern have to be favourites by a country mile. But yeah, so Inter Milan are not playing no more European football this campaign, which was unbelievable. And then probably the other game, the big game of interest, was the whole last dance, Ronaldo versus Messi, which Juve did come out 3-0 victors. Barcelona looked absolutely clueless. Not to say Juventus were amazing, which they weren't. They weren't amazing, but
as soon as Messi comes to the squad, I'll be so real. As soon as Messi comes in, he ruins the whole balance of the team. Without him, playing so much better.
You know what it is? He doesn't want to be there. I don't know if you've seen on social media when the fans run up to his car and they put the phone on
He's
shining into his car.
Yeah.
So there's been 2 so far that I've seen. So the first one, he was plain clothes. He pulled up his nice little GLE or GLC, what we're gonna call it. Pulled up and he's just like thumbs up, smiling. There's loads of people hanging around his car, getting their phones. They're putting it right in the window, filming Messi, and all that. Just nodding.
Yeah.
He just wants to go about his day. Second time it happened, he's in his full Barca trackie. He just looked and was like, and he was just like this the whole time. He has no. It's like he has no
motivation.
No, you know how everyone talks about his sickness.
I understand people sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
People. He's famous. Everyone loves him, but he's a human being at the end of the day, and. Just seeing that emotion from him.
Maybe he needs fans. I don't know. Throughout the whole podcast, I've always said he needs fans. You know, and that's my diagnosis for a lot of it. Because he's not a person that feeds off intrinsic motivation. Ronaldo, he was there to kill that night.
Yeah. Do you know Ronaldo has more goals against Barcelona since leaving Madrid than Messi has against Real Madrid?
Crazy.
Bro, it was. I know Ronaldo scored 2 penalties, but still you need to score penalties.
So Ronaldo scored the most.
Goals against Barcelona.
Yeah. So he's always away goal, most away
even
goals.
he was tracking back he was working.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
But the thing is, though, but you say that, but then Messi had 1 or 2, if not more, moments of absolute brilliance.
Buffon kept him out.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But you know how everyone says, "Oh, Messi's gonna go City." What happens if Messi just retires? Why? Maybe that's the best thing for him. Maybe he just doesn't enjoy football anymore.
You know, especially I haven't experienced it myself, obviously, but when you've won what Messi's won and you've done what you've done, kind of thing, and now you're unhappy, bro.
Yeah, there's
what will motivate you?
Yeah,
to,
no, maybe that's it. Maybe it's just gone to the stage now where he has won it all. He is arguably the greatest footballer to have ever lived. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's just time to retire. Maybe it's just focus on your family. Maybe become an entrepreneur. Maybe, do you know what I mean? Maybe it doesn't always have to be football. It doesn't always have to be Pep's Man City. It doesn't always have to be go back to Argentina and play for Newell's Old Boys again. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just time to retire. Hang up your boots. You know what I mean? He's old enough to retire. I'm pretty sure he's made enough money to retire. I'm pretty sure he's still going to be receiving a lot of money as he retires. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's just it. Maybe it's just time to hang up the boots. I know it's sad to say because, you know what I mean? Because 100% he could still give so much more. You know what I mean? Even at that age and even playing the way he's playing, he's still the best player on the planet. You know what I mean? But maybe it's just not there anymore for him. Whereas, like you said, Ronaldo is just, there's just something there. It's like Ibrahimovic. I know we kind of spoke about it on the previous podcast. There's just something there that just keeps them going. You know what I mean? Like, Ronaldo just doesn't seem as if he's going to slow down anytime soon.
It's a chip on the shoulder kind of thing. You need to have that at all times. It forces you to work kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, like, I know. Do you know what's the craziest thing as well? It's the whole that Barcelona were doing so well in the Champions League, they were playing amazingly, and then all of a sudden they come up against Juventus, and Juventus come and do you know what I mean? Destroyed them.
They destroyed Juventus and the other things. I don't know what was so different.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So honestly, well, Ronaldo wasn't playing for one.
But even then, like, Barcelona played so much better football-wise, and it wasn't a Ronaldo effect. They just didn't play.
Yeah. But you know, you were saying about chip on the shoulder. I don't know if you saw the video of Ronaldo coming off the team bus and then he was getting boos from the Barcelona. Yeah. The worst thing you can do is boo and piss off Ronaldo. Atletico Madrid done it against him, and then he went and did what he did against them. You know,
everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I'll see you in Turin." That's what he said.
And then like that's the worst thing you can do. And then obviously they've paid the price. But yeah, in terms of Champions League, I think we'll finish it off by. I'm going to run through all the teams that are now through to the round of 16. Yeah. You lot just let me know who you think's favourites or like anyone that you think might be a dark horse, and then we'll end the pod. Yeah. So you got Atalanta, Atletico, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Borussia, Juventus. By Borussia I mean Dortmund. Obviously there's two Borussias. Yeah. And did you know that the main Borussia is actually Mönchengladbach?
Yeah. They say it's called Borussia something.
Yeah, anyway. Borussia Park. Yeah. Juventus, Lazio, Leipzig, Liverpool, Man City, Borussia Mönchengladbach, PSG, Porto, Real Madrid, Sevilla.
Tell you what, I like our chances as Chelsea. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Apart from Bayern Munich, I don't think there's anyone I fear in the last.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know what the craziest thing is as well? You know how you have the top 5 leagues in Europe. Listen to this. Italy have Atalanta, Juventus, Lazio. Yeah. Spain have Atletico, Barcelona, Sevilla, Real Madrid. Germany have Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Mönchengladbach. England have...
They have Leipzig as well.
Sorry, apologies. England have Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. And then obviously you got France with obviously just PSG. You got Portugal with just Porto. So imagine that. So,
isn't it Marseille there as well?
No, Marseille crashed out. It was Marseille-Porto. Marseille-Porto. I think Marseille ended up... Europe. Actually, no, I don't know if Marseille ended up Europa League because I don't think they won any games in Europe.
Oh yeah, okay.
So so very, very like top 5 dominated Champions League, which is pretty normal.
I wouldn't mind like a Porto or you know what I mean, a Porto Atalanta kind of tie. I don't mind whatever.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get that though. You're probably going to get flipped.
I would love a cheeky away days to Porto fan. I'd definitely go to that 100%.
So who would you lot say is probably favourites? I know you lot probably say Bayern Munich. If not Bayern Munich, who else? Or who do you think is a dark horse?
City done alright in the Champions League.
Yeah, City. Yeah. I would never.
Silent. They're definitely silent assassins. They're like no one's really talking about them.
I swear, up until when's it? So I guess it's done until after Christmas. I'm guessing or February.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
If Liverpool can get 70-80% of their squad back, I'd say Liverpool.
Big problem. Yeah.
But we don't know the ties yet, so who knows?
Yeah, I think looking at the teams, I'd like to say Chelsea's a dark horse. That obviously depends on who they come up against.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're favourites, but we're definitely a dark horse. We're, you know what I mean, we're in and around.
And then, you know who I think could go far? Atletico Madrid. I hate to say it because I'm not a big fan, but they're actually top of the La Liga, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what's the situation with Real Sociedad. They're the top. They've had a decent Champions League campaign. I know they were tied up against Bayern Munich favourites, but they've done all right. They've been winning. They've been scoring a few more goals instead of like 1-0s. It's been 2-0s. You never know. Playing against a certain team, playing a very defensive team, they could scrape some points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Scrape some wins. So I think English teams, when it comes to the Champions League, I think they are very undervalued in recent times.
Mm-hmm.
But Liverpool could cause a problem, Man City problem, Chelsea problem. Don't know. I think it's good, but I
had a few problems.
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy though? It's good. Like when you think of the Champions League, you always think of the best teams progressing to the next stage. I think it's fair to say that probably the best teams are through to the next stage. You know what I mean? So should be an interesting Champions League, and obviously they got like what, a month's break or whatever until they restart.
Wait till everyone gets back fully fit.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not gonna happen anytime soon.
But what do you know what the situation is on like FA Cups and Carabao Cups, or is that going to replace? Is that going to replace?
Probably, yeah.
But is that going to take over while Champions League is gone?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Usually
Yeah.
it does, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because now all the big boys start rolling in, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's just even more football for your head top.
I probably won't watch it until about quarter past. Yeah, unless it's like I like seeing the underdog ties against like
Yeah.
But if there's no fans,
But remember, depending on what tier you're in, you get 1,000, 2,000.
Like, I'm not the type for FA Cup. Like some teams go away to like these lower league sides and they need the fans. If there's like a percentage of or a portion of fans, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Especially for FA Cup, that's what makes FA Cup the FA Cup.
Don't they say that's the People's Cup, innit? The FA Cup.
Yeah, so if fans aren't allowed to be there, what's the point in even? You know what I mean? It's just a money grab at that point.
Yeah.
It's just no one cares.
Definitely. But on that note, thank you so much to everyone watching, to everyone fucking with the man them, to everyone who listens, who watches, who follows. Thank you to you guys for being here every week.
My pleasure. Thank you for having us.
I'm just so happy to be back.
Yeah.
You'll see in the Seasons FC video how happy I am to be back. Obviously, Liam recorded it all. Oh, I even shouted. It's just so good to be back. Hopefully, we're here for the long run. Is there anything else you need to add?
Say no to racism.
Say no to racism. Hopefully.
I know,
and then the whole championship. Yeah. It's horrible. We need. You know, it's so crazy as well. It's a never-ending issue. It'll stop for maybe a few weeks, and then some stupid shit will come up. We just need to cut it out completely from football, from life in general. I know it's easier said than done, but if you can at least cut it out, then that's just one less. Do you know what I mean? One less person. What did Michael Jackson say? I don't know if it was Michael Jackson, but be the change that you want to see or something like that.
What about us?
So, but yeah. On that note, it's been your boy Clouds P.
Atancho. So I wanted to sing. I can't remember the lyrics.
Yeah, Liam as well. I'm out.
Out for another. We'll see you all next week. Peace.